Hey there fellow Transformers fans, with Transformers Rise of the Beast being released, we'll discuss whether or not the robots in the skies need a new game and why. The Transformers franchise is well known, with the first edition debuting in 1984. The toys were rapidly followed by cartoons and comics, allowing the concept to expand into movies. Since the release of Transformers Mystery Convoy for the Nintendo Entertainment System, better known as NES, in 1986, the video games have been part of this world. But before we get started, subscribe to the channel if you want your car to transform. Transformers Devastation is the most recent game in the series. It was published back in 2015 for the PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC. Platinum Games created a Japanese firm well known for action games like Bayonetta and Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance. An open-world reboot or sequel can do justice to the conclusion of the Transformers Cybertron game series, which never received a continuance it really deserved. Both War of Cybertron and Fall of Cybertron are set before the robots in the skies arrived on Earth. It chronicles this time period of the conflict in the Transformers franchise. Fall of Cybertron unfortunately concluded just before their arrival on the planet, just leaving us hanging. By having an open world, players would be able to take advantage of the Autobots and their alternate modes as they explored a large territory, possibly even employing stealth mechanics. The first question we need to ask, is there even a need for a new game? Fans have been demanding a new game ever since Transformers War for Cybertron, that was launched all the way back in 2009 for PS3 and Xbox 360. While there's certainly an audience for more games based on these franchises, and plenty of companies profiting from them, the gameplay mechanics employed by previous titles are simply not cutting it anymore in comparison to what else is out there, or even just 5 years ago. There are also several things I would like to add and consider here, like the most recent Transformers game was 2015's Transformers Devastation, which was met with reviews. The reviews were generally positive, with particular praise going to the game's visuals and the voice acting of Peter Cullen, who, as we all know, voices Optimus Prime in the original 1984 cartoon, and also Frank Welker, who also voiced Megatron in the 1984 comic as well. However, critics did point out the number of issues as well, including the shaky cam meant to simulate the Transformers walking, repetitive missions, and also clumsy controls in the vehicle modes. Many players complained that the game was too short and the difficulties were uneven, with some older players finding it too easy and others finding it extremely difficult to pass certain missions. One of my favorite Transformers games is Transformers Fall of Cybertron for the PS3, PS4, Xbox 360, and Xbox One. There have been other games released around the times that the movies have been released, but they were poorly thought out and executed, and they were only made to make a quick buck or two for the studios. Now I'm sure you want to know why it's my favorite. It is because of the rivalry between Optimus Prime and Grimlock made it better and added more depth to the story. Because they both have the same objective of wanting to stop the Decepticons from destroying Cybertron, but they have different ways of executing them. For example, Optimus Prime wants to sit down and talk things through, while Grimlock believes in a kill or be killed approach. Another addition for me, now I know everyone has a little bit of resentment for Michael Bay's movies, and most people say it is because he's not that funny. Too much product placement that will make you feel like you're watching an advertisement instead of a movie. And lastly, it is because he literally ruined the Transformers franchise. Now, if you were born in the 1980s, you definitely would have enjoyed both Transformers and the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And chances are Michael Bay's terrible adaptations of both series nearly ruined them for you. While Michael Bay focused on confusing action sequences and massive explosions, he failed to capture the hearts that made both franchises so appealing. Even though Bay only served as a producer on Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the film was widely panned for failing to entertain and instead focused on too serious of themes. And I must add this is just for me as a fan of the Transformers franchise. The one thing that Michael Bay really ruined for me was Grimlock. Everybody knows Grimlock and Optimus don't see eye to eye about a lot of things. And the one thing he did, he made Optimus Prime ride Grimlock like a pony at the state fair, which I'll never forgive him for. It's highly disrespectful. Now let's talk about the benefits of a brand new game. Having a brand new Transformers video game to play would be great. The first thing that the franchise's income would rise as a result of the increase in demand for the new product. Activision Blizzard, the company that holds the rights to develop these games and stands to gain financially from increased sales, would also benefit from this. Let's talk about the potential challenges. The primary problem is coming up with an original concept for the game. Considering the franchise's 30-year history, reimagining the Transformers universe and its characters is no easy task. To make this work, you're going to need to hire a developer who can pull off making a game that's both familiar to longtime gamers and fresh enough to entice new ones. The second difficulty is making your game profitable enough to cover its own production and promotion expenses. This may not be a big deal if your target audience consists of solely diehard fans, but if you're hoping to attract casual gamers as well, you'll need to offer them a financial incentive to check out your product. I would love to see a game where Grimlock and Optimus have to fight each other, similar to Captain America Civil War, where Megatron adds his own influence to one side, and it turns into an epic climactic fight between the leader of the Autobots and the leader of the Dinobots, and surely this will make a fantastic immersive game. Hey, but those are my thoughts. But let me know what you guys think down below. Do we need a new Transformers game, or is the franchise dead because of the movies? And make sure you hit the subscribe button and like if you want to see your car transform. See you guys in the next video. Peace.